Okay, quiet on the set, we're rolling. Okay, ready, action. Okay. Well, hello, my fiends. I'm doing take two here. It's Sunday, and the time it is January the 21st, 2018, and the time on deck is 11:57 a.m. It's almost time for Have Gun Will Travel on MeTV. I'm gonna watch that. Paladin, Richard Boone in his greatest role ever. But anyway, like I was saying, yesterday I just got this book in the mail on the cheap. The movies of Graydon Clark, who I first saw in Dracula vs. Frankenstein one morning at 5:30 a.m. when I was on a break from Bible college. We had a little black and white TV set. I'm at home because you can take a break every couple months. You can go home for the weekend when you're at Bible college or any college, I guess. And then so I had this little black and white TV set, and I was getting interested in monster movies again because my brother had just taken me to see Terminator. At a midnight showing. That was the first movie I'd seen at a theater in like 4 or 5 years because at the college, they didn't want you going to movies. They didn't want you going to the theater. They had rules, Even when you're on break, they didn't want you going to the movie. So my brother says, you're on break. They're not going to know. I go, yeah, but I'm not supposed to go to places like I'm not supposed to go to the movies. He goes, they're not going to know. So he talked me into going to a midnight screening of Terminator down at Villa Park, the former Villa Park Cinema over there on Ogden Avenue. It was in a mall, but it's not a theater anymore, but it's a bunch of stores. So I saw Terminator, and it opened my eyes, man, and I saw what I was missing, and I'm like, and I saw, man, and then I started going to movies again. When I was home on break, I'd go see Chuck Norris movies, and I'd go Code of Silence, and that was a great movie. Filmed over at Chicago Studio City. By the way, I was a movie extra in The Untouchables, like 9 years. Actually, that was like 7, 8 years after I graduated from Bible college. I was a movie extra. I started doing movie extra work in '91, as in the first Gladiator movie about boxing with Brian Denny, Robert Loggia, and Cuba Gooding Jr. and James Marshall, who was in that movie about Twin Peaks. I don't like the Twin Peaks. I didn't like that, but I never really got into the show. I hated the opening music. Very depressing. But that's my opinion. But anyway, Brian Denny, I met him, and I met Robert Loggia. Got my picture taken with him. I snuck my camera in and then I had offset. I had somebody take a picture of me and Robert Loggia, and then I put the camera back in my trunk so that the movie people wouldn't try to confiscate it. Because once I had a guy try to confiscate my role when I got my picture taken with Gina Davis later on when I was an extra in League of Their Own. But you don't see me in that one, But I'm seen in Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. I'm right behind the tree stump when they pulled the groundhog out of the tree stump. I had a top hat on, no glasses. I was all heavier then. And I'm smiling. They showed me for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I was right behind the tree stump, right to the left side of the tree stump, right behind that top hat. I'm the short guy, and I'm smiling. I was 20 pounds heavier then. I was like 180. Right now, about 163, 165. And I wasn't wearing my glasses. And I had a top hat on. I was one of those 7 guys up there with it. I was right behind the tree stump to the left. Short guy. One scene I'm holding the sign. They showed me like 5 times. But, and I was an extra in The Untouchables. The TV show from 92 to 95 by Paramount. And it was filmed it was on WGN TV. It was aired nationally on WGN, but they took it off the air. But that was the TV show with Tom Amandas as Ness, and William Forsythe played Big Al Snorky Capone, Anyway, but back to what I was saying. I got this book last night, Movies on the Cheap, from Graydon Clark, and today I read like 5 pages. I read the chapter on Dracula vs. Frankenstein, which was originally called The Blood Seekers. That was and then I read the introduction, and so the real title of Dracula vs. Frankenstein was The Blood Seekers there. So anyway, I want to do my imitation of Russ Tamblyn from Satan's Sadist, which also starred Graydon Clark. He was in Al Adamson's movies. I met Al Adamson in '94 at the Chiller Theater Convention in Hackensack, New Jersey. That's me and Al Adamson right there. I'm wearing my Invasion of the Saucer Man shirt by Artie Freeman. And there's Al with his then main squeeze, Stevie Ashlock. Contemporary singer, model, actress. And then I got to pose with her. There I am wearing the Invasion of the Saucer Man shirt. See, from the movie Invasion of the Saucer Man. And Invasion of the Saucer Men. With Stevie Ashlock. She's a beautiful woman. Real nice, real friendly, real nice. She was the nicest person there, I tell you. And then there's me with Coffin Joe. And I want you to see that. Look at that face. Look at that face, man. Look at that. That's a face only a mother could love. Yeah, with Coffin Joe, man, with his long fingernails, doesn't grow like for a couple of years, man. And there I am again with Coffin Joe right there. Yeah. So anyway, that was at the Children's Theater. About 5 months later, Al Adamson died. You know, he got murdered by his plumber. It's sad. He was having a hot tub put in. I heard it on Extra. My mom says, "David, come in here. There's something about some filmmaker, monster movie maker on Extra." I come in there, and it's Al Adamson. I just met him like maybe 5 months before that. And I'm like, man, I just met him, you know, and he's such a nice guy, man. Adamson, he was real friendly, man. Him and Sam Sherman both, man. Yeah. So I'm glad I met him, but I wanted to meet him again, you know. Anyway, but that's the way it goes, you know. Some things you just don't understand. But anyway, I want to talk about something happier now. But anyway, I want to imitate Russ Tamblyn again from Satan Sadist. His greatest role ever is Satan. He played a biker named Satan in that. It's not a satanic movie. It's his nickname because he was born mean, you know. And he's wearing that hat, you know. And you know, and he's got these I found these glasses lying around outside. I cleaned them off today. Yeah, so this is him in Satan Sadist, his greatest role ever. Yeah, you're right, I am a rotten. I admit it. But I'll tell you something. Even though I got a lot of hate inside, I got some friends who ain't got hate inside. They're filled with nothing but love. Their only crime is smoking a little grass and getting high. Where's my cigarettes at? Gotta get the Viceroy here. That's the candy cigarettes here. Yeah, and I smoke these too. Yeah, but he doesn't really say that. I'm ad-libbing there. Yeah, their only crime is smoking a little grass and getting high. Writing poetry in the sand. Looking at the... Wait, take two. Okay, ready, action. Okay. Yeah, you're right, I am a rotten. I admit it. But I'll tell you something. Even though I got a lot of hate inside, I got some friends who ain't got hate inside. They're filled with nothing but love. Their only crime is smoking a little grass and getting high. Looking at the stars at night. Writing poetry in the sand. And what do? You bust down their doors, man. You dumb cop. You bust in their doors and you bust on their heads. Then they play the music. I was born mean, boom, boom. By the time I was 12, they called me Satan. And then you see the trailer for Satan Sadist. Right after that, you know, Regina, I saw this at Psychotronic Film Society. They'd show like trailers for like 40 minutes, like, you know, and then they'd show a movie. I saw Satan Sadist on video, free video screening at Psychotronic Film Society in Chicago back in like 1989, 1990. I loved that. And that's where I saw movies like Mantis in Lace, which was not an Al Adamson movie, but that was like a real schlocky, early 60s, you know, horror flick. Model, you know, she's like a dancer, adult dancer, and then she stabs her boyfriends, and she dates him and she kills them. It's called Mantis and Lace. It's a really, it's got really obscure B movie. I hardly ever see it, but and then it was on a double bill with James Dean in Tales from Tomorrow, where he played a scientist. And there was this chemical in the pie that they put in the pie, and the guy brought the pie home and put this chemical in there so his wife could have some and see how she reacted, and she'd get real turned on, and she wanted to, you know, make love a lot, you know, and then, but then she got violent, you know, and she started attacking him and stuff, so, you know, but, so they realized that, you know, they need to work on this chemical, they better not put it in, better not try it anymore, because it's dangerous, but anyway. But that was episode of Tales from Tomorrow, James Dean in his greatest role ever as a scientist in that one. And one of the guys in it, the other scientist, the guy that took the pie to his wife with the chemical in it, the guy whose wife got turned on to him, that was the narrator of the Ed Wood movie, Glen or Glenda. You know, and he's in a lot of scenes of that. You know, the guy that talks to Ed Wood, you know, he talks during the movie. The guy that interviews him, he's like a psychiatrist or whatever. That's the guy that's in that episode of Tales from Tomorrow with James Dean and his greatest role ever. But, you know, I think Russ Tamblyn's greatest role ever was in Satan Sadist and also in Dracula versus Frankenstein. Where is it? Right here. Dracula versus Frankenstein, yeah. directed by Al Adamson, his greatest movie ever. You know, this was originally called The Bloodseekers. You know, Graydon Clark wrote the script for it, but it was changed to Dracula versus Frankenstein. I understand that Al shot like an additional 40 minutes to it, and it changed the name to Dracula versus Frankenstein. He added 40 minutes to the movie. He had that guy later, Zondor Vorkov, was a stage name. And I understand Forey Ackerman gave him that nickname, but his real name was Engelhard or Engel, last name Engel. And I understand now he's into the occult. No, I don't know what happened to him, but he actually got deeply involved in the occult. Or maybe oh yeah, and then of course John Bloom, Big John Bloom, I understand was a tax man, and he could only be there for like a day because he had to go back and do somebody's taxes or something or. Anyway, but John Bloom played the monster in that, Big John Bloom in his greatest role ever. Of course, you know him, he was in The Incredible Two-Headed Transplant with Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern in his greatest role ever is the Mad Doctor, the guy with two heads, There's a criminal, and then John Bloom's the other guy, and he's going, no, 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 and the bad guy's going, yes, yes, and he's trying to control him. It's like, kind of like Jekyll and Hyde. But anyway, and you saw my pictures right there, me and Coffin Joe right there at that Chiller Theater Convention when I met Al Adamson. Look at that face. Nobody's got a face like that. And it's me with Al Adamson's main squeeze there, and that's Stevie Ashlock, contemporary singer. I got my Invasion of the Saucerman shirt on. There I am with Al Adamson and Sam Sherman at the Chiller Theater Convention wearing my Invasion of the Saucerman shirt by Artie Freeman made that. And then there's Al Adamson and his main squeeze and Stevie Ashlock, contemporary singer. And there I am over there with Coffin Joe again with his long fingernails. So, and I'm just saying, yeah, and I'm telling you, Stevie Ashlock was the friendliest person there. She'd walk up and talk to you and say, how you guys doing? And gladly sign autographs and pose for pictures. Real nice lady there. But, Al Adamson sadly died, as you know, he got killed by his plumber. And it was only like 5 weeks after I met, 5 months after I met him. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. So. Anyway, I'm going to cut here. I'm going to take like 6. I forgot something. Okay.